Today's verse comes from Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. You know, when you look at the lust of the eyes and the lust of flesh and the pride of life, I actually think in my devotional time one day, I felt God say, when you look at the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh, it's allowing first the most microscopic amount of pride creep in, where you absolutely feel that we have a little bit of entitlement and control, and it's okay, and giving ourselves permission to even go there in our mind. When we talk about greed, lust, and sin, it comes to the point of going back to the very first sin, where Satan himself, at the time as an angel, thought that he could become as equal or even better than God. It was pride that crept in his heart. And when we look at ourselves, and another verse of the Bible where a house that the foundation is not of God, that house will fall. Because we know that the only eternal thing, the only truly blessed thing that we can ever hold on to is the blessing of God. And when we understand that it's not by our might or by our power, but by His Spirit, we then understand fully we need Him every hour for every need, even in every desire, whether it's temptation or even a good, holy desire, that maybe God does not always bless us with everything we want, but we can trust in everything that we need will be given by His hand. When we understand that, we know that anybody who thinks that they might have a better plan than God, who might feel like they don't really need the strength of God, they don't need the wisdom or intellect of God, and they trust their own intellect, their own strength, and own wisdom, that's when a haughty spirit comes within us in understanding that we are departing what we really need, which is the Spirit of God. And even when we're living a life of righteousness, knowing we will never be a perfect righteousness like Jesus, but as we strive and hunger for God's best for us, for His plan, for His strength, for His wisdom, His blessing, as we live a life of faith, obedience, and sacrifice, God will truly bless us. And as we continue to receive those blessings, it doesn't mean that pride is not a temptation at that point either. The temptation of pride always comes, no matter who we are, no matter what we have. And the greatest advice I've ever been given by those who have gone before me is keep humble. So may God help us all to keep humble and lean on Him for everything, that pride may not come into our hearts and destruction may not be before us.